We're going to build a tiny cabin, and we're going to use a lot of wood from the property here, dead stuff that has fallen down. I bought a sawmill. I'm going to be putting this together. I've hired professional carpenters to make sure it's safe and done correctly. And I'm going to show you the whole process of what I go through, and we're going to get after it right now. Okay, jumping right into it, I knew I had to start with a pretty good sized trailer. So I was looking for anything close to 40 feet. I found this one, it's about 35, the chassis itself, not including the tongue. You can see, yeah, it was pretty rusted. I paid $650 for it. The guy had already done the stripping. I asked him to remove the tanks and stuff. There's pieces of wood on there, obviously. I've got to take all those off. I noticed there wasn't enough cross members to support the floor. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to bust out the tools and clean this thing up. I think when you consider the labor that I put into cleaning up this trailer, as well as all the supplies, you can see those jack stands, the steps to get up there, lots and lots of labor, even some contractors. I'll cover that in just a second. I don't, you think you got a good deal for $650. I think I did. But, a trailer like this, pre-built for with a rugged chassis for what I want to use it for, would have cost me probably over $10,000. And I think I probably put that much into it by the time I get done, and you'll see that in just a moment. All the little rust, obviously I had to take care of this because I want it to last a long time. So what I did is I got online and I found a local guy who comes out with his sandblasting equipment and basically did the whole trailer, and he was fantastic. And I'll make sure I leave his contact information in the description down below. If you're a local and you're looking in Southern Maine, York County, and you're looking for a sandblaster, this guy's just fantastic. He does it part-time. I've got all the gear. He's got a full-time job as well, and shows up, does this only in warmer weather, obviously. And I set it out on my property, got the wheels off, and he went after it. And I gotta tell you, here's his truck right here. So guy was fantastic. I can't say enough positive things about the work that he did. Really took it right down to bare metal and got into every nook and cranny that I wanted. You can see him, look at he's crawling on his back and stuff to do the undercarriage as well. Just really fantastic job. And I ended up painting it by hand initially, and then I did a second coat and I sprayed it all on. So it came out great. If you're new to this channel, my name is Michael Patterson. My family and I are trying to build a campground on 113 acres here in Southern Maine, York County, in a city called Sanford. We live on a small 30-acre pond that has, we have access actually to the pond for the campground. And so on this channel, we share a lot of the stories about the equipment that we purchase to build the campground, some of the opposition from the neighbors. I share a lot of that, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get past a lot of that. Working with the town, the engineers, all of it. So if that's the kind of stuff you want to learn about, click subscribe, tap the bell so you'll be the first to know when we post another video. Here's the paint that I used from Tractor Supply, and it worked fantastic. I really didn't do any prep. I just put it all over the truck, like I said, by hand, and then I use a sprayer. And then I realized that I need some cross bracing. I'm putting my floor on 24 inches on center using something called Advantech. So I brought it over to my nephew and we started welding it up. All right, I want to touch on what is going to make this tiny cabin really unique from what you usually find in videos created on YouTube. This wood is all reclaimed pine from my property. It was dead, laying on the ground, so I just took a bark peeler to the logs and stripped them off, and then I purchased a sawmill, so I'm sawing these up myself. And you can see I'm notching everything into place. I'm a horrible carpenter, and I only did this to show the professionals how I want it framed. And you can see that in that I want things scribed in, and that's really difficult to do. I had to watch YouTube for a while to figure that out. but you know, it's cut in there really nice. If you have any tips or any YouTube videos that I should watch, please send them to me. The windows are going in. You can see I did cut flat edges where I had to, because the windows that I purchased are going to need proper, you know, square. They don't deal with round too well. And what I did is as I put it together, you know, I tried to point out to the carpenters, hey, watch out, you know, because you can't just cut, you know, 10 of these up and then slap them in, because the width of these is different as you go down. So the notch that you cut has to be different for every single log that you put in. And same with these corner braces. You know, I was able to watch YouTube and figure it out, but I left notes for them. Notch depends on the brace width. Obviously, if the log's bigger, it would have filled in this gap. And I cut this out with a circular saw. Left notes for the carpenters. Hey, I want all the screws coming from the outside. I don't want to see any screws on the inside of my cabin. I have areas that are sticking out like this, and to take the bark stripper and basically, you know, cut those off so it keeps a nice clean look. I put notes all over the place, gave examples of how to notch everything, and some notes. And I'm going to be working with them during the construction process anyway. But you can see that I'm working with, you know, I can't go over 8.5, you know, to the eave. And when you look down this trailer, you know, basically it's almost 8.5. And so I have to actually build the trailer considerably more narrow than that. There is a slide out right here, and I'm really excited about this. It's like I can make this at least 12 feet wide. So I've got all that working. You can see the sandblasting. It's been a few months since I repainted this and sandblasted. It came out just great. So I'm psyched to get the additional axles on, the siding. I'm thinking about putting the tongue and groove on the outside. I don't really like the looks of it, but I may reconsider. The inside, I just like the flat pine. And, you know, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions on how I should be putting this together. The carpenters are coming very soon, so I wanted to get a video out to let you guys know that I'm building this for personal use. And if you have any suggestions on construction, you can see I've got a bunch of materials here. My aluminum siding and the reclaimed cedar is underneath there. So I'm really excited to start putting this together. And I bought this window here. It was a brand new window that wasn't used on a job site. I'm going to go with black trim. So this is a Anderson window. And so I bought a bunch of black windows. And that's how I'll be doing the inside. My sawmill right here, I'll do a separate video on that. But that's how I'm basically milling up my own logs. Again, I'm just using dead stuff on my property. I've got tons of it. So, I really like the idea, if I go back to my drawing here, of going with a contemporary look on the outside. And then based on some other buildings that I've seen in the local area. And then on the inside, it's going to have this rustic cabin type of feel. And I think that's going to be a really fun tiny cabin. So if you're finding this video informative and you're a giving person, please give this video a like. I know it's small, but it really helps us a lot. Thanks. We are getting closer to construction, and I started thinking about the weight that would be placed on this trailer. I really like this trailer because it's doubled up right here with the frames, but with the steel. But you know, a tiny house is going to weigh a lot more than a mobile home with thin strapping, aluminum siding, and thin insulation. So each one of these axles, 3 more, I'm going to add 2 more behind, and I'm going to put another one in there. So that's going to give me a total of 25,000 pounds of capacity. And I've basically reinforced it with extra steel. You can see here, all the sides now are with these buttresses that come up. Gonna put this extra steel on, so it's gonna be a lot stronger. I'm using this for personal use anyway. So, but I still want to obviously make it really safe, and I'm going to be putting extra stands. You can see those stands. I'm putting those underneath it too. This is not going to be going down the road. I'm just going to be moving it around my property, and so it's for personal use. All right, we're at Cal's house, and I'm not going to film all of this because that's not really what my channel is all about. But any rate, we are gonna put these two wheels. Actually, got to go closer, and you can see we got the bracket that we recovered from the other trailer. So we're gonna weld that up here, and unfortunately, some of the supports that we had in place, like that, we had to cut off because they were in the way of the wheels going in there. And I would say so far it's going pretty well. And we got it all jacked up nice and safe so we don't get hurt. Let's get after it. I want to take a moment and let you know about my daughter, Margaret. She's a local realtor here in Southern Maine. So if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Southern Maine, York County, please consider giving her a call, shoot her a text, send her an email, or her favorite, set up a Zoom. Okay, here's that Advantech that I purchased from Lowe's. I got 9 4x8 sheets of it, and I just heated up my garage, laid them out on the floor, bought some Rust-Oleum truck bed paint. It's super durable, and I just rolled it on really, really thick. And it took over 24 hours to dry. Some people like to put like under the carriage aluminum panels. So I'm like, I'm not taking this down the road. I'm not going on the highway and stuff with it. So I think this stuff will be fine. And then I'm going to build my floor right on top of this plywood because I really think the frame of the trailer is going to be enough. I know some people do a frame of 2x4s or 2x6s, but look, my frame is all steel, and I'm 24 inches on solder with this really super thick, and almost 3/4 inch or close to it Advantech. It's going to be really rugged. Something else that I picked up is these doors. I had some stained glass put in, and these are going to kind of dress up. I'm going to have a 1-bedroom on one end of the trailer and a bathroom on the other side. So I'll be showing these doors as I create additional videos. All right, guys, if you want to learn more about what I'm going through to build this tiny cabin and about what I'm going through to get this campground approved, watch this next video.